Why did Donald Trump repeatedly make these false statements? The evidence will show that he did so to cover up crimes relating to the 2016 election.
Former President Donald Trump is giving new meaning to being booked and busy, and now he's facing charges in New York.
This fake case was brought only to interfere with the upcoming 2024 election, and it should be dropped immediately.
We'll break down the case against him. Plus,
they keep treating people with mental health issues as criminals, and he's not a criminal.
A debate is renewed after police shoot a man dealing with mental health issues. So should police be responding to these calls at all? We'll talk about it coming up.
Pero tú me tienes enredado, me envolví, iba por mi camino y me perdí.
And Bad Bunny's former flame is coming for his coins. Why she's suing him for $40 million. Welcome to theGrio. I'm Eboni K. Williams.
Under New York state law, it is a felony to falsify business records with intent to defraud and an intent to conceal another crime. That is exactly what this case is about. 34 false statements made to cover up other crimes. These are felony crimes in New York State, no matter who you are.
As it turns out, virtually everybody that has looked at this case, including rhinos and even hardcore Democrats, say there is no crime and that it should never have been brought. Never have been brought. Everybody. Even people that aren't big fans have said it. They said this is not the right thing to do. It's an insult to our country, as the world is already laughing at us for so many other reasons.
History has been made in the worst way. Former President Donald Trump now faces a slew of charges in New York City related to hush money payments, allegedly to conceal a relationship with Stormy Daniels, an adult film star. The prosecutors say that all of this went down ahead of the 2016 elections. Gerren Keith Gaynor, theGrio's managing editor of politics, helps us break it all down. Gerren, explain the charges to us and what it means.
Donald Trump pleaded not guilty to 34 felony counts in the first degree for falsifying business records connected to hush money made to women he allegedly had an affair with. Those women include Stormy Daniels, the former adult film star, and Karen McDougal. According to the indictment, Trump also made payments to his doorman, who allegedly had information connected to allegedly having a child out of wedlock. According to the indictment, there's also claims that Trump was a part of a conspiracy to conceal these hush payments from the American voters and ultimately impacting potentially the outcome of the 2016 presidential election. It's also worth noting that Trump faces 4 years in prison for each count.
Yeah, it's a real mess. Okay, Gerren, so what's next? What are the next steps here?
So the next step is that Trump will return to court later this year. There is a court date issued for December 4th. During this trial, Trump's lawyers are expected to motion to dismiss this case. However, that is unlikely. According to Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg, there should be a trial set for January 2024.
Okay, so we know that Trump wanted this spectacle to trigger his base. My question is, can he still run for president again while he's also facing these charges?
Well, it depends. People might not know that being charged, being indicted, and being convicted does not prevent you from running for president. So really, this is a political matter. It's worth noting that in the days and weeks leading up to Trump's indictment on Tuesday, polls show that the Republican Party and Republican voters remain strongly behind Donald Trump. In fact, he's been able to raise millions of dollars based on this indictment. Many Republicans in the House of Representatives, as well as even Republicans running against Trump potentially in the presidential election, have come to Trump's defense, which signals that Trump has a strong hold on the Republican Party. And so whether or not this impacts Trump's campaign or whether this impacts Trump politically, that remains in the hands of the voters.
Tell us a little bit more about the Manhattan District Attorney, Alvin Bragg.
Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg is the first African-American to serve as District Attorney in Manhattan. It's also worth noting that before he was elected to the District Attorney's office, he worked inside the New York Attorney General's office, where he led a separate investigation into the Trump Foundation, which ultimately led to the shutting down of the Trump Foundation and paying a $2 million fine for misusing charitable funds. Prior to that, he also worked inside the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Southern District of New York. And so Alvin Bragg has about 20 years of experience as an attorney who specialized in white-collar crimes as well as organized crime. It's also worth noting that Alvin Bragg is not the only black prosecutor who is investigating Donald Trump. You have New York Attorney General Letitia James, who is investigating Trump in New York, as well as Fulton County District Attorney in Georgia, Fani Willis, who is investigating Donald Trump's actions in allegedly trying to overturn the 2020 presidential election. And so you can expect to see more and hear more from Alvin Bragg moving forward.
Gerren, as always, thank you so much for helping us understand what's going on here, and we will continue to follow the case. For much more of Gerren's great reporting, head on over to theGrio.com. When a person is having a mental health crisis, who should respond to the call? Is it the police or a mental health professional? That debate has been renewed following several recent incidents. We'll talk about it next. Stay with us. You're watching The Grio.